Well, hello and welcome to another YouTube video. Today has proven to be somewhat interesting and certainly not going according to plan. Before I say anything, the plane that's leaving is not my plane, I hasten to add. So today I was due to head off to Seoul in South Korea to do a cyber exercise. Got up at my usual time of 3 o'clock in the morning and was at the airport for my 6 o'clock flight. That was fine. I got to the airport Helsinki and was waiting for a fairly long holdover for a 5 o'clock flight to Seoul, but then got the news that was cancelled. Apparently the Finnair pilots have some sort of industrial dispute going on where they're not doing overtime, and with somebody who couldn't fly, no one else was to take their place, so they've cancelled the flight. By cancelling the flight, they put me on another flight in 24 hours after that. So instead of flying at 5 o'clock tonight, my flight was due now at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So instead of waiting in the lounge all day and having a night in hotel and another all day tomorrow before flying, I have decided to fly back to Tallinn tonight. And that means I can go to the Gala, the Tallinn Department of IT, School of IT Gala, and then come back here tomorrow morning. Had to pay for that flight. That was somewhat expensive, but it means I can go to the Gala and have another night back in Tallinn. So certainly an interesting day and not as planned, but I'm hoping that my flight back will be okay. And my flight tomorrow will be okay as well. Bag-wise, my suitcase is somewhere in Helsinki Airport, waiting for the flight tomorrow. And so hopefully I should get back all right and go to the Gala. And then I shall be back here again, hopefully this time tomorrow. And so as the sun sets, here I am at the Gala venue, and some nice pictures of what it used to look like during the time of the First Republic, and a nice flag up there, and some lights, which is where I think we must be heading. And a very nice fake fire there greeting us, and more people arriving while I'm actually waiting for my jacket.
Prepare to visit Van Gogh's fishing boats on the beach at St. Mary's. Just as Van Gogh's paintings captures the movement of the waves and colors, drawing the viewer's attention towards the horizon, Adrian's leadership style is constantly in motion, always focused on the future, taking the curriculum to new levels. His ability to navigate complex situations, steady and determined. Congratulations. Well, Brussels it was.
Okay, so it's now Friday morning at 20 past 4. After last night's party, I got to bed about midnight, and a little bit of sleep, and now it's back to the airport to do it all over again. And here is my Bolt, so off we go. Well, this is YouTube in the raw. I'm sitting here waiting for my flight to Helsinki, and I feel absolutely exhausted. 3 hours of sleep last night and about 5 hours the night before. Long day yesterday and another long day today. I really am very tired and looking forward to the flight to Helsinki for the whole 20 minutes of sleep. And when I get to Helsinki, I am certainly going to try and find somewhere where I can get a little bit more sleep. Well, I had a good flight from Tallinn to Helsinki. Slept all the way as I would have expected, and now in the Platinum Lounge in Helsinki Airport, the Finnair Platinum Lounge. Very, very nice, and I've been beefing away, doing some stuff which I needed to catch up on, and trying to avoid too much of the very nice food that's here. And the drink, and waiting for the flight to Seoul in a few hours' time. It's quite a long flight of 11 hours or so, as I'll be sitting down for that time. I better do some exercise, and I'll just walk up and down the concourse for half an hour or so before sitting at the gate waiting for the flight. Well, I've just arrived at the gate at the same time as our aircraft has arrived. So already we're further ahead than we were yesterday with no aircraft at all. So all's looking good so far. Oh, well, just settling into my seat and looking at the plan. So there's 2 meals. They're only planning for a couple of hours sleep. I'm certainly planning on more than that. But the flight time says they're 12 hours, but it'll be an hour before we take off, so it should be 11 hours or so. But I'm certainly hoping for a little bit more sleep than they're looking at there. Anyway, so hopefully next stop will be Seoul. Okay, so I'm in a taxi, having a bit of a adventure. I'm not entirely convinced the taxi driver knows where I'm going. I'm not entirely convinced that he knows where I'm going. And we're going somewhere. Hopefully we're going roughly in the right direction. This is the biggest adventure so far in my February of travelling around the world. But presumably at some point we will get to the hotel, the right one. But I'm not convinced that it will take one taxi ride or will be within a reasonable amount of time. But anyway, I can't do anything much for now, so I'm just enjoying the view, my first view of Seoul and South Korea. Well, here is my hotel, which I have nicely found. Exercise here is much bigger than I thought it was. There seems to be hundreds of people here, or at least there's over 150 I found of uniformed British military here with their South Korean partners. I've introduced myself and orientated myself and been to the gym, and so now it's a case of getting ready for tomorrow when I think the work will start. Meanwhile, the hotel is very nice, and something here which I really must show you, which is something that is quite It's quite amazing. And this is the winter berry kitchen, which is very pink. Still some Christmas trees here, but a strawberry fountain. How about that? That's a pink strawberry something fountain. Well, it's Wednesday, day 3 of the exercise, and managed to escape for an afternoon to hopefully visit the DMZ, the demilitarized zone on the border of North and South Korea. This is very exciting, firstly because I'm outside of the hotel for the first time, and also visiting somewhere new. It's a lovely day, quite chilly though, so I'm not sure how it's going to warm up or what it's be like on the little tour, or indeed what it consists of. So it'll be a new experience and another little adventure and something different for a Wednesday afternoon. Travelled for about 30-40 minutes to the first stop, where we pick up other tickets and move on to a more restricted area, I think, where the pictures aren't allowed. Very much a touristy type attraction, although not many people here today, but it's a lovely day. I thought it might have been colder, but no, it's fine, but certainly a place where tourists are expected, and where I think there's a standard touristy shops, and where we pick up our tickets and a second bus to move to the second location. We've been presented with these passes just to show which tour group that we're in. We're part of Team Go-Go. Just a phone number, really, an emergency phone number in case everything goes wrong. And because we left around about lunchtime, some of the team are getting some lunch and a little bit of shopping before the next part of the trip. There we go, my first purchase in South Korea, an ice cream. No idea how much it was. He took the credit card, punched in something and gave him a credit card back. So I'll find out how much it cost later.
So on the plates here, you can see the station name, train station name in North Korean city. So right here, Imjin. The first station, Imjin here. The river here is the Imjin River.
So here we have a railway line which apparently should go to China, and there in the sleepers are some of the stations that used to be there.
They have this river, Daedong River, and Changyang station. This is North Capital Station. This is going to China side. This is going to South Korea side.
So this is the Freedom Bridge, where 12,000 prisoners of war were liberated, and that's the next bit of the tour. So the Freedom Bridge was a sort of one-way bridge. You either came across liberated to the south, or from the south you went to the north, and you couldn't go back once you had that transition across. So next thing we're seeing is a train which was bombed and damaged during the war and recovered from the DMZ and brought here now as a cultural exhibit. Certainly looking quite bombed and damaged, and certainly not in good order, but these are all memorials from the conflict. The train here certainly having seen better days. So here's a pagoda which is there to commemorate the families who were separated during the Korean War and where now the relatives come to pay homage to their families. And a memorial there for the separated families, which is a very emotive point here of families who are separated from the war. And although there were some efforts to reunite the families, more recent political events have prevented it happening, but they still remember them. And this is a UNESCO memory of the world site here to commemorate and hopefully reunite families again in the future. And a signpost to capital cities around the world: New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, United Kingdom there, Chile, Vladivostok, but Tallinn not there.
But this way to north is cut. But you see the slogan here: let the iron horse run again. The iron horse means the train, and the train is, even it's cut, the train is looking, facing to north. So we show our wish, the reunification by the train here. Even we are cut, even we are stop block here, we want to run to north, reunification. This is the train.
And a narrow gauge a railway there, again symbolising the wish for reunification. And here is a Korean veterans war memorial to the troops of the United Nations who fought in the Korean War in the 1950s. Memorial to the Korean soldiers who died, and beyond is a memorial to the United Nations soldiers, the majority of whom were from the US. And so there they have combined South Korean and US flags with a statue of President Harry Truman, who was the US president who sent troops to fight in the South Korea to try and liberate the country. And a way of thanks, there are the flags and the statue. So the next stop is a cable car which takes us across the river. So my credit card continues to work. So here is a little cable car that we'll be taking, and we'll all jump in, and I think it's just a quick there and back trip.
Yeah.
And there to two bridges, one which was rebuilt after the Korean War, and the second one which was destroyed, and you can still see the pillars there. And having just left the cable car, walking down to a tourist photograph spot, there's a sign saying there's some unexploded ordnance, lots of barbed wire military fencing, and down at the bottom is a very large sign which says mine. And as we leave this touristy bit, we're heading to the military checkpoint, where we're told there's no photographs allowed. Our passports will be checked. Just going through the barrier, and there distance is a Phantom Gate Guardian, from the South Korean Air Force there, and off a little bit more towards the actual border military checkpoint and into the DMZ itself. So having crossed the reunification bridge, we're continuing to head towards the DMZ along the road. Passports were checked through the military checkpoint, and proceeding north with more fences and barbed wire everywhere.
Military or
And once we get to the top and the observation area, we're told no more photographs because tension is quite high between the nations at the moment.
Military construction.
So we're told we can take pictures of this building only, an observation building, but no other pictures allowed. Okay then, we've now moved from the observatory to what they call the third tunnel, and this was a North Korean tunnel dug from the north into the south that was subsequently discovered.
To the tunnel, first go downstairs, go down and go straight and come back. It takes about 20 or 25 minutes. You are soldiers, I believe you. Let's make 15, okay? Okay. First you go down to interception tunnel. This tunnel was done by South Korea. It's a connection, not for the military purpose. It's a connection to the real one. And there is no stairs, it's all passway down. And go down and go straight to the rear tunnel. The tunnel is 2 meters high, 2 meters wide. It's very small. And you go to the end of the tunnel here. When you get there, you are just 170 meters from North Korea. 170.
Okay, and here's an example of how they built the tunnel, and in the next display, the tunnel and how it crossed the border between North and South Korea before it was detected. And they've got an example of what the border looks like. We have some examples of weaponry. And so with our visit over, last stop being the village in the DMZ, we're now getting back onto the little minibus to take us back to the hotel and the rest of the exercise. What's been a really enjoyable day with some unique experiences. And here I am back at the airport, and there's the Finnair logo for my flight back. Exercise is finished, all went very well, very enjoyable time, met some super people, and certainly it was great fun. Okay, I'm now in the airside part of the airport. Quite a big faff to get through security. I don't think I've ever had my passport checked so many times, but despite there being lots of people, all moved quite quickly. And the final stage of my journey is going to be a little bit longer, as my flight from Helsinki to Tallinn is delayed by an hour and a little bit. This is due, I think, to fog. It's been quite foggy here, so no planes have been flying for an hour.